baby. There we are. Oh my goodness, it's the Brazil Expat Journal. We are back again. It's a Monday night. It's a chilly night in São Paulo. I'm not sure how the weather is in Rio. We'll find out soon because we have
It's
one of my
freaking cold here,
favorite.
man.
I know, but we'll talk to a special guest that we got on tonight. Actually, two special guests. Okay, he's trying to connect. Hopefully, we'll have two special guests. One of them is Marcos, which you guys all know. He'll be on in a minute, talking soccer, football, however you want to call it. A lot of Brazilian um, soccer and football history, and also World Cup. World Cup is here, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. How much the sport means to the country because guys, it's a fever. It's a fever. If you're in Brazil, it is a fever. Futebol, as they say. And also, we'll be joined hopefully by Lee Andrade in a second. I'm just going to keep you on mute just at the beginning of the show, but hang out, Lee. Oh, I'm so happy Lee is on because I got some stuff to share with Lee, and he's going to give us his insight. He may not be on for long, so we're going to be real quick, guys. But we do have the journal part of the Brazil Expat Journal, and I did want to mention two things that happened this past weekend here in São Paulo, Brazil. And for me, Pete, it's always like a demonstration of the dichotomy, which is Brazil. I always joke that Brazil is a bipolar country. That's why maybe I get along
Hmm.
with the country, right? Because it's
Yeah.
as conservative as it's liberal. It's as fucked up as it's beautiful. It's as homophobic
Hmm.
as it's super gay friendly. You're like, how? So I love that, like back to back
Yeah, it's
here.
like Thailand in that way.
Is Thailand
Thailand
like
is
this?
that way.
Yeah, but we have the
Yeah.
the the largest March for Christ on planet Earth in São Paulo one day, and then we have the largest gay pride parade on planet Earth the next day on Avenida Paulista. So that dichotomy just always gets to me.
Yeah, but I
I
mean,
love
in
that.
in Thailand, like
Yeah.
like most women are so conservative, they don't even wear bathing suits when they go to the beach,
Right, this
and
is
yet
so
it's
strange. Yeah.
infamous for their sex clubs. So
Yes.
I mean, where's the middle ground? It's
I
like
don't
there
know.
isn't
I don't
one.
know. It's just you just get with the program or you don't here. You just kind of just it is what it is, right? And I usually don't like a lot of crowds, so I don't go to the Jesus or the gay march. I've never, I try to avoid both.
I didn't intend on going to the gay march
Exactly.
anyways,
But
but I wound
Pete
up
ended
there.
up there. Yes, I because Pete said he was gonna go watch The Mandalorian, and I meant to warn him. It's like, yo, just be careful. There's gonna be some traffic because of the gay pride parade. I forgot, and then I got a message from Pete like, yo, what's going on today? Because there's always some
Yeah,
protest on
there,
Avenida
there, there are
Paulista.
like 2 million people on Police Avenue, man.
Like, what's happening this time? Who's getting impeached this year?
And it wasn't just 2 million people either. Like when you said it was the gay parade thing, I thought back to what I saw, and I was like, ah, shit, that makes sense.
Yes,
Like
and because it's
naked
funny.
chicks with bunny ears. Yeah.
Exactly, because Pete asked me like, "Is it a carnival?" And I'm like, "No, carnival's done. This is like carnival, but gayer. It's more. It's more." But
Yeah, it
anyway,
was a blocko. It was a blocko.
it's
But
a
it was a
block.
blocko with like 2 million people.
Exactly, it gets packed up there. So watch your phones. But guys, before we get right into it, I want to show you just two more things. And one of them, this is a tip for you guys that are out here and sometimes have a little bit of a hankering for stuff from back home. I ordered me some. Oh, well, I gotta show it on the screen. There it is. Some Krispy Kreme donuts, guys. And I'm gonna give you the review because I was a little scared to order them because man, a donut is a donut. If you know what a donut is, you're like, okay, the stuff in Brazil, it's nice sometimes. Brazil does make some good
They
donuts.
cost a mint too.
Yeah, they cost a mint and they're hard to find. And sometimes you pay a lot and you get a really crappy one. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna pay a little bit of money here. I hope these are official Krispy Kreme. So I was messaging a bunch of friends. Is this for real? Is this for real? And they're like, yeah, this is legit. And guys, man, oh, it's really good. So yeah, I definitely recommend if you want to get that donut flavor, out your mouth. You want to really taste it again. Get some Krispy Kreme. And now, finally, because I want to get to our guest, okay, I want to play a little song here, which I have been given permission to play, hopefully. Uh, and I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's this right here. Not a little bit for us, but it should play okay for you guys out in YouTube land. It's the fearless striker. His name is Leandro, and we're gonna get him on here now. Say hello, Leandro. Say hello, Marcos, too, because I know you're out there. Guys, let's get to it. Okay, I talked enough. We're gonna talk some football today. Leandro, what's up, man? Talk to me. I can't hear you. Oh, I
Yeah,
think
Leandro has gone silent.
he's gone rogue. But is Marcos there? Are any of our guests out there tonight?
In the
I believe.
house.
I believe
Yeah,
Marcos in the house.
Marcos is in the house. All
All right,
right.
Lee, when you get in, brother, because we love you. Lee's been on before to talk about music. He's been on here twice, and we ranked our favorite albums, and he gave me some good albums to listen to that I
Yeah.
really appreciated. Uh, is that Lee? Is he on?
No.
Not sure. Anyway, Marcos, tell us a little bit about how you doing.
Man, it's cold in Rio. It's cold.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's colder
cold.
here, man. It's a
It's
lot
cold.
colder here.
But
It's
what's
cold now.
considered cold in Rio? What's the temperature for it to be considered cold in Rio?
I don't do Fahrenheit, but here it's like 19 Celsius now.
Yeah,
19
it's
Celsius.
17 here. It's 17 here.
Okay. And this is
It's cold.
why it makes no sense to me, Celsius, because the numbers like from 19 to 17, like that's might be a big difference. What is that? 19 Celsius in Fahrenheit?
19, you could walk around in your
66. It's
t-shirt.
66. Yeah, that's not cold, man. What is it?
17 is getting pretty chilly.
Let me see.
Yeah,
But
17.
you know, yeah, yeah, but
62.
you know how it is, right?
Yeah.
When you're in your apartment and your apartment doesn't get enough sunshine, like whatever temperature it is outside, in the winter it's 5 degrees colder, and in the summer it's 5 degrees hotter. So like you bake in the summer and you freeze in the winter.
Can we hear you now? Yes, we can.
There's
Yes,
a
we
Oh,
can.
boy.
good.
All right,
Okay.
so I'm very happy to have Lee on and Marcos on. We're going to talk a lot of football, soccer here in Brazil and around the world. But Mr. Lee, I played a little bit of your song "Fearless Striker," which
I
you
did
sang.
see it. Thank you,
Yes,
bro. Yeah.
and I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, this whole project, what's going on, because I know you've also done great renditions in English of the Flamengo and the Corinthians anthems, which went really viral, and I love them. I've showed them to like my friends, it's like, especially my Corinthians fans. Um, so tell us a little bit about this project because you're always really involved with football, soccer down here in Brazil.
Well, I used to teach English, back in Rio, and whenever Flamengo won like an important game or a competition, I had the chorus to the Flamengo anthem. I did like in maybe 10 or 15 minutes in my mind, and then I would put it on the board, write it down on the board, and have the students sing. There was always one or two that weren't flamenco, but
Uh,
they sang along. They liked me, but it was usually, in Rio, it's pretty amazing. Like I remember, I did have a group that everybody was flamenco, and if not, then it was like everybody but one or two people. So it was like a majority, and then it was like that for ages. Until one day I heard that George Benjor. I'm a huge fan of his, and
yes.
he was going sometimes to a soiree that there was like at a bookshop near my house.
Yes.
in the South Zone. So when this guy, the late photographer Romulo, told me that Jorge Ben was, turning up, as the British say, at the soiree every now and again, I just told myself, well, if he is showing up every now and again, if I go there every time there is a soiree, I will bump into George Benjor, and then it did happen. It take a long time. It took a long time. I had to go there every Tuesday for 3 months, and it was like really sort of a super bohemian time. It was every Tuesday from midnight to 5 a.m.
Oh Lord.
It was
And
Dedicated,
crazy.
that's
man.
early. That's early.
Yeah, and I did go there for 3 months on a row, and then after 3 months, George Ben turned up, and I just told him how much his music meant to me, and I
Yeah.
mustered the courage to sing the chorus of the Flamengo anthem in English to him. And then I did sing, once you are Flamengo, always Flamengo, Flamengo, always will I be, and so on. And then he didn't look, he stared at me and told me, Lay, we, and he said, we, the second person of the plural, we got to do something about this. And then when the guy faces you, when the man faces you, because I didn't really have the verse, and I did
Hmm.
think that the verse was impossible to translate,
Hmm.
because it's very wordy and so on. But well, George Ben John, told me we got to do something about this. So then that's when I started being a translator of songs, a versionist, because then I saw that there is always a way out. When, although, like every time I'm about to translate a new song, I always think that song is impossible to be translated. But
Hmm.
that was like the first time I saw that it was possible, and then I did write the version to the verse, and went to Maracanã about 5 or 7 times to capture original footage, and released the video dedicated. It opens saying dedicated to Jorge Benjor, and it was kind of a hit, man. Nowadays it has, I think, around 5 million plays, and
Wow.
yeah, and two other versions. Last year I had the pleasure and the honor of recording it with Xande de Pilares, very famous guy here,
Hmm.
and that's it. And then in 2010, that was 2009, and in 2010 I got an offer to sing the Corinthians anthem in English, and then I thought, well, how can the Flamengo fans not be offended, seeing me singing the Corinthians anthem in English, you
Yeah.
know? And then I found a nice way out, actually. I like Corinthians. I'm not saying this to be, political. It's the only team apart from Flamengo. I'm a Flamenguista, but I do have some, no, Corinthians has a special place in my heart because it was my father's team, and most of my family is Corinthians. So I thought, well, if I get my father in the beginning of the video to ask me to sing the Corinthians anthem in
Smart
English for
man.
it, then I think, well, the Flamenguistas may forgive me because it's the guy's father, and that's what happened. I never got any bad rap or whatever, and it does
Great
start with
story.
my father and I, and it's so funny because I would never imagine that just 1 year and a half after that video my father would pass away, and I was
Yeah.
so happy that I did that with my father, and we sort of he sort of got a little eternalized, through the video. So yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
a little bit of it here at the beginning, guys. I love it. I love both versions, and I'm not a
Yeah,
flamenquista.
that's my daddy. Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever you say, Dad.
Sing the Corinthians anthem in English for your dad.
Could always count on you, right? So let's rock, Daddy.
Let's
Let's
rock.
rock, daddy.
Mhm.
And just a little bit of here because I don't want to get any copyright. But I love this. And we'll do a little flamenco too, right? Corinthians, the stars you are. Ooh, I love this.
Yeah, and Corinthians
Very
is
cool.
like a cult too, right? Like they're I read this story where like
Yes.
you can actually buy a cemetery plot to be buried in the with Corinthians
Oh,
players.
we're about to get into it. We're about to get into it, and you're going to see how intense soccer is. So, one last little bit here, and we'll get into a nice little game we're going to play, guys. So, get ready out there in the audience. If you have a
I'm gonna
cell
lose
phone,
at this one big time,
yes,
dude.
if you have a cell phone, I'm going to give you some information. You can play live with us, but a little bit of flamenco. We'll give flamenco some love. Why not? We got guests on. Here we go. This is cool, though. There you go. A little bit of that. All right, guys. Are you boys ready to play a exciting game? Okay, called Kahoot. How do you get on here, guys, and play this with us? Okay, you're just gonna go onto your browser or your cell phone, and you're gonna type in Kahoot.it. In fact, I put it there on the screen for you. And if you want to play, you're just gonna appear right on the screen right there. You put your name, and it's gonna be a quiz game. Okay, and there will be right and wrong answers, and only one winner. And I do want to say hi to Life Is, who is on with us. And she said, hi, Peter, Leandro, Marcos, or Leandraji,
Mhm.
sorry. How are you guys? And she said she has no knowledge of football or soccer. So this is the night for you. This is a night for anyone
We
that
are in the same boat. We are in the same boat.
we are on the same boat. Yeah, Pete knows nothing. So, guys, I'm going to start the game. If you want to get into the game live, just put that little code into Kahoot.it. You can do it while the game is going on, but we're going to start it. Okay. So, we're not here. No participants yet, but it's okay. We're going to get right into it. So, first question, Marcos Leandragi. Okay. Let's see if you know what this is. So, who has won the most FIFA World Cups as a player, guys? Okay, so we got Neymar, we got Messi, we got Pele, or we got Ronaldo Phenomenon. So, if you're playing along at home, and in fact, I think I'm gonna play along at
Easily.
home.
Pele, easy.
All right,
I
somebody
would
says
say Pele. I
you would
would
say
say
Pele.
Pele.
I
You
would
Yeah.
say
say, I would say, I would say Pelé, but I don't know if they had that kind of award at Pelé's time. So I'm gonna go for Ronaldo phenomenon.
all right. So the correct answer, guys, is Pele. Okay,
Oh, okay,
Pele
nice,
Oh, I
is.
got
nice.
my first one right. Oh my
All
god,
right.
I
Yeah,
didn't
So keep
beautiful.
know.
keep score, Pete. Keep score.
I'm
So I
happy it's Pelé.
yes, and I do want to give Pele a little bit of love here. So, guys, if you don't know who Pele is, he is the king of football, the king of
He
soccer.
made a movie with Sylvester Stallone,
He
man.
did. He stopped the wars. He was born in 1940. He played in 3 FIFA World Cups. He was only 17 when he played for the first one in 1958, where he scored 2 goals, right? And
Mhm.
then it's a record that still stands. He's got over 1,000 career goals, over 1,200 goals, and over 1,300 games played in the U.S. So, guy's a legend. So, I want
Yeah,
Marco.
and dude, when he died,
Look at
like
Peter.
the entire country came to a stop, man.
Exactly.
Like
Everybody knows
people
Pele.
were just like, "Holy shit!" Like, take a moment and remember this man.
Exactly.
And
So,
I
I
don't
want to.
even like soccer, as I've said many times, but it's like, yeah, dude, Pele, salute.
There you go.
Yeah,
So,
it's
guys, I want to
yeah.
ask Lee and Marcos, please
Okay.
tell us, like, from a actual, like, grew up, lived and raised in Brazil perspective, what Pele really represents for Brazil. Because you see what it represents to Pete, and he doesn't even like soccer.
Hmm. Go on, Marcus. I'll go after you.
Man, it's a legend, yeah. From what we've seen, like we have, he won like three World Cups, yeah, playing as a player, like 58, 62, and 70, yeah. And the way he played it, ahead of his time, yeah. Even his skills, the athlete that he was, yeah. And as Pete said, yeah, when he passed, it was like it was something, yeah, it was something like it will be our first World Cup without Pelé, yeah. It means something for us, rightly.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It is gonna be the first one without him, and Pele. I think like the new generations, they don't know so much, especially if they're not Brazilian. They don't know that much about Pele because it's from an older time. But come to think of it, Pele only Pele has as many World Cups as the country of Argentina. The Argentina has three World Cups, and Brazil has five, and Pelé himself has three. So, I was talking to this, dear Argentine friend of mine, but I said, "Oh, dude, come on. Only Pelé has as many World Cups as your entire country has. So don't tell me anything more. But the thing is, they say, oh, but Pelé scored that many goals because it was easier. The games. No, the games weren't easier. There is a very well reputed sports journalist here, and he said there was a time that the world's biggest and most important soccer or football game was Santos Botafogo. Santos
Yeah.
against Botafogo was the most important soccer match in the entire world. I mean, and the Campeonato Paulista was harder to win than the Libertadores da América. So that was the level at the time. So because some other people say, oh, but he scored that many goals because he was only playing like state championships. No, I
Oh,
mean he was,
no.
but the state championships were super hard. you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And he's one of those guys that wherever he went, he excelled, whether it was at the world level, whether it's even like almost
Yeah.
near retirement when he went to the US in that stadium packed, just to watch
Mhm.
Pele. And I love this video that's
Mhm.
on the background that shows like modern players, and Pele did it first. Modern player
Mhm.
does something, oh, there you go, Pele's
Pelé
doing it.
did
And I would
it.
argue
Pelé did it first. Yes.
And I would argue, Lee, that
Mm.
at that time the game was harder because if you think about all the technology they have today, even just the shoes,
Mm.
the ball
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
all
Mhm.
balanced, everything. Man, back in the day was like rough and cut, like boom, elbows, no camera,
Yeah,
nothing.
no
So
cameras, no anything.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think like the game is a little more, the game is definitely more physical today, right?
mm-hmm.
But there was more way of, not getting caught,
Yeah,
definitely. An
yeah, but
elbow here, you know, a shin
it's
broken there.
all right. We're in the game here. Second question: how many divisions are there in Brazilian soccer? Wait up, because I don't think I'm sharing the screen. But how many divisions are there in Brazilian soccer? There are
As
some
far as I
options.
know, as far as I know, four.
All right. So is it five, two, seven, or four? What is the correct answer? I'm trying to put an
Four.
answer here.
Pete should go first, always, yeah?
It's
It's four.
four. Yeah, Pete should be
Four.
trying it. Yeah, it's four guys.
Mhm.
And it's series A, B, C, and D. Is this correct?
Yeah, it
All
is.
right. That's
Right,
what I
right.
thought. Okay. So those out there that are completely new to how this is set up, D, as you can probably figure, are the very, very low teams, and A are the teams that are ranked higher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got some points for that. I don't know how, but all right. What is the best soccer team in Brazil? Ooh. Is it
That'll be
Corinthians?
good.
Wait, is it Corinthians with the help of money laundering? Is it Flamengo with the help of the judges and Global? Is it Bahia with the help of Iemanjá? Or is it your team with the help of your heart? What is it? And the answer is always, guys, the team of your heart. And I love what Lee told the story in the beginning about he is like he's obviously a fan of Flamengo, but he has a love for Corinthians, which is kind of like being an Eagles fan and a Dallas fan. It's like they don't really mix. But it's all about heart, and Brazil's all about heart. So we Brazilians take soccer seriously. But do you boys agree that there's always space in your heart for something a little bit different? Tell me, Marcos.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. There are so many teams. Yeah, like as you say, we have like 13 big teams in the whole country. Yeah, when the championship starts, the Serie A, yeah, the A division, the first division, you don't know who's gonna win. Yeah, there are 13 teams that are possible to win. Yeah,
yes,
and the four are relegated to the second division, and
And
four
all
from the
these
second
teams
division.
are in like three cities as well.
No, no, no. They are like in Rio or in São Paulo or in Minas Gerais and Rio Grande do Sul, Bahia. Yeah, there are Minas Gerais. There are many places. Yeah, the teams are. Yeah. The the Campeonato Brasileiro travels around the country. Yeah.
exactly. And and with TV, everybody can watch all different games, and people get married. Somebody's a Palmeirense that got married to a and then it's whatever. Because when I first got here, I thought it was a bit intense. But at that time, if you guys remember 2008, 2009, there was a lot of violence. I mean, there still is some, but there was a lot more back in the day, like almost like real gangs. And then they banned people from different teams to go, or fans from different teams to go
Yeah, they don't
on.
let Palmeiras
Yeah,
fans into the Corinthians stadium, man. Like
exactly.
if you go into a fucking Corinthians stadium wearing Palmeiras uniform,
Yes,
you're no, you're not getting in.
exactly. So it's like it can be scary if you're from outside because in the US we have rivalry. Every country in the world has, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
but it's
ever get.
friendly.
Yeah, and here I used to be a little bit scared, but then you realize that like there's leeway. Like it's not like that all the time. Not everybody's that intense.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, in São Paulo State, now that you have like this one team, what do you say that in English? Like when there is only one team is allowed to go to the stadium to support,
Yeah, the
you
Like
know,
fans.
one
The
group of
fans.
fans, one
Yeah.
group of fans.
one group
Yeah.
of fans. That doesn't happen in Rio, and this is so bad. This is so bad to have like only one group of supporters in the
Yeah,
stadium.
because it gets
You know,
violent, man.
yeah, but come on, do something about it.
I agree.
Get
So
the
dumb.
two. I mean, if you go to a stadium just to see your fan base there, I think it's a little, not as much fun. When people say that the Cariocas are a little more light. I mean, a little more playful. When it comes to the rivalry. Of course, there are gangs and there are killings but there might be some truth in it because in Rio they always have like both teams in the stadium. Both supporters from both
Both
sides.
fans, both
Yeah,
Yeah.
fans.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I kind of agree with that, Marcos.
Mm.
Like, just my perception, like, some politics that shit a little bit more serious. They get more violent here. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it
have
is.
that
There's
feeling.
this one.
Yeah,
There's
but but
one
you have
side
to
that is.
look at where Corinthians is based too, man. Corinthians is based in a neighborhood that I've been to twice, and I'm not going back to again.
That would be the great Itaquera. All right, how many total teams are there in Brazilian soccer, boys?
Oh, that is wow. Who knows, man?
Give me a
Who
number
knows?
here, because now I'm in the game. I can press an
I'll,
answer here.
I'll, I'll go for the highest number,
I'll go with the consensus here.
I'm gonna. I'm just gonna
216.
go with Tourette syndrome and say 28.
28. Oh, okay. All right.
No,
How
but
about
it's
it,
like
Marcos?
it's over 300 for sure, like over. But
All
go for
right.
216 because
Let's do
it's the highest.
216.
I go
But
for
the answer is
216.
actually, guys, okay, to 124. And this
Wow,
number, yeah, it's 124. And I did
those are
actually research
professional
this number. Where
teams,
is it here?
not amateur
Yes,
teams.
that's the thing. That's the thing. Maybe I didn't word that as well as I should have. But it's professional teams, and I can't get my notes up. That sucks. So just take my word for it. There are 124
All
teams.
right,
My notes are not
Yeah.
apparent. Technical issues,
because
guys. When it's live, you just gotta keep the
our
show
home
moving.
Mhm.
team out here
Yes.
is Sao Paulo Football Club, which is
Yes.
like insanely huge. They apparently were a loser team for a long time. I don't know anything about soccer. This is just local folklore. But they were a loser team for a long time, and apparently they won a big championship a couple years ago. And oh my God, the whole neighborhood celebrated. Right? That's a
Peter, you're missing the
Butantaza.
question here. You're missing the question. I'm trying to move it along, Peter. I'm sorry to cut you off, but look at this. On average, how many major league championships are played every year? It's about 35, guys. But again, this is only dealing with Serie A. And then if you join all the other ones, it's over 80. There's soccer championships happening here all the time. And we're going to talk about a little bit of the more popular ones because I think that's the part that's the most confusing for when you're trying to watch these games. So, Peter, I'm sorry to cut you off. Can you just finish that? Because that actually connects to this uh, question here about championships.
Yeah, I live in Butanta, a neighborhood in Sao Paulo, and our local football club is Sao Paulo Football Club,
Yes.
SPFC. And I actually used to teach at Morumbi Stadium, which is their home arena. And apparently they were this loser club for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and they won a major championship a couple years ago. And I swear, my whole neighborhood was like just celebrating for this. So, I mean, I didn't watch the game, but good for them. The neighborhood was happy, and yeah, it was all good.
Yeah, no, they take it seriously. It brings the community together. Lee, tell me,
Mm.
what is like the easiest way? Like Gringo here, one week he saw a flag he likes, he wants to follow Flamengo. Like, what is he watching? Like, what are the championships? Can you give us like a really quick version?
Well, Flamengo is playing the Libertadores and the Brazilian Championship now. Yeah,
Okay,
because
so
yeah,
what's the
Flamengo got.
difference? Help us out, Marcos Lee.
Well,
Help us
yeah,
out. Yeah.
there are basically, I mean, not only for Flamengo, but for the first league teams, there are basically four competitions. The state competition from the state the team is from, and usually three other competitions, which are
Ah.
the the Brazilian Championship, the Campeonato Brasileiro, and the Copa do Brasil, the Brazilian Cup. And that might be a little confusing when you're not into it, but it's very easy to explain. The Brazilian Championship, you win through accumulating points. Okay.
Yes, I
Yes,
learned
and
that.
there
It
are only
confused
and there
me.
are yeah, and there are only I think 16 teams, if I'm not wrong, or maybe
20,
14.
20 teams, 20
20
teams.
teams, 20 teams. Thank you,
Okay.
Marcus. There are 20 teams, and you win by accumulating. No, whoever makes the more points wins it. And you don't really have a final, you don't have a semifinal, and so on. And
Mm-hmm.
The Copa do Brasil, the Brazilian Cup, uh, uh, it involves way more teams and then mixes teams from the first league, the second league, maybe the third league, maybe.
Yeah.
There are many more teams, and there are like eighth finals, quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final. For the fans, usually, and uh, the Brazilian Championship is a little more praised. Apparently, it has a little more value because you're only competing against stronger teams, and it
Mhm.
favors consistency because there isn't like a in the past until I don't know when, I think like early 2000s, I could be wrong, it was like the same format, like whoever had like the eight teams that had scored the more points, like up to a certain point in the competition, they would remain, and the other
Yeah.
teams would stop playing, and they would have like a semifinal and blah blah
Oh,
blah.
cool.
But it's not like that anymore. It hasn't been like that for I guess like a couple of decades. So it's a system of accumulated points. But
Mhm.
the other one, yes, you do have a final, so it's kind of exciting too because although I can get the logic now, you win because you're consistent, and it's very good too. I think it favors professionalism, but it's nice to have a final. It's nice to have a semi-final. So
Yeah,
the
of
Copa do
course.
Brasil and the Copa do Brasil, but the financial difference is not very big. The Copa do Brasil pays a lot of money for the winner and for second and third places too.
Yeah, and sometimes these things happens like concurrently, and I think that's what confused me when I got to Brazil because I love sports and I was totally into watching soccer, but I was like, what's happening? Why is this one team one day and then the other? And then I realized it's almost like there's like two teams sometimes that are working together so that one day one can rest. And then I kind of understood because the thing just keeps going and going all year round, but that's
Mhm.
because they're like happening at the same time. What are the 2 days that usually shows games? It's Wednesday and Sunday, right?
Yeah, those are the most common days. But there are games in the first league. Usually there is always one team that plays on a Monday, and there is one team from the first league that plays on a Tuesday. They go like rotating, but most
Yeah.
teams play on Wednesdays and Sundays. Yes.
Yeah, that seems to be like the two big days. And
Mhm.
Mr. Marcos, Libertadores, that's the big one. Tell us about Libertadores,
Yeah,
please.
as we were saying, yeah, there are like levels of competition. Yeah,
Yeah.
so the teams that goes well in the state championships, they go for Copa do Brasil. Yeah, and they are trying to get like to the end of the Copa do Brasil. Yeah, and the winners. Yeah, of the Campeonato Brasileiro of the league. Yeah, they go for Libertadores, yeah. And Libertadores is like a competition with all the South American teams, yeah, only South American teams. Yeah, so we're going to play a special championship against teams from Uruguay, Argentina, yeah, uh, Chile, and Paraguay, all of them, Bolivia, Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, Venezuela, yeah, all of
Yes.
the 10 teams, yeah. And this is the hard part because you think it's easy, but for example, when we go to play in Colombia, yeah, we play in the altitude is high to play there, yeah. So we have
Yeah.
some fields that are over 3,000 meters, yeah, of high, so it's hard to breathe. Over 4,000 meters, yeah, so it's hard to breathe, yeah, and yeah, things like
It's
that, yeah. So we
and
go to
so and
Chile,
some of those stadiums are very aggressive, like the Boca Juniors stadium.
yeah,
That's a
yeah, it's
famously
very
aggressive
intimidating.
place.
Yeah, it's very intimidating. La
Intimidating.
Bombonera, yeah, it's very
Yes.
intimidating. La Bombonera, yeah, the way the stadium is, yeah, built, the the crowd is so like over there singing. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to play there against them. Yeah, but it's like it's hard. Yeah, and as I said,
Yeah.
yeah, you go to play
And
in
that's if you
Colombia.
don't crash in the Andes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh no. Yeah. And sadly,
it
we did have an
happened. Yeah,
accident. Yeah, Chapecoense.
that's
Yeah,
Chapecoense.
it's
Uh,
happened twice,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there was some.
Oh, we got some people on. We're talking soccer, football, however you want to call it, guys. It's a free for all here. And yeah, guys, it's kind of fun. It when you kind of get how the league is run and like like the guys have said, it's like levels and levels and levels, and then when your team gets to go to the Libertadores, then it's insanity. That's where, like, I was a Corinthians, still am a Corinthians fan, and when Corinthians went to the Libertadores, guys, that was like the best parties ever. Like, it's just memorable stuff from that time. So, like Peter said, at least this is how I'm happy for people. Like, I don't get upset if somebody wins. So it's nice when a team can win and they can feel that, because it's an awesome feeling when you're with your team and all the hard work and they won the Libertadores. It's crazy. All right, here we go. We got more. Thank you, Lee, for hanging out, man. I love Lee. I say it all
I
the
love you
time.
too, bro. I
I
love you
say it
so
all
much.
the time.
And you
But
help
it's
me so
true.
much. You always help me with lyrics and your beautiful
Yeah, it's
poetical
true.
poetic stance.
Look, which two pejorative nicknames have been officially adopted by their São Paulo state teams? Is it the porco, the pigs? Is it the gambas, the skunks? Is it the bambis, which are the bambis? Or is it the peixes, which are the fish? And the teams are Palmeiras, Corinthians, São Paulo, and Santos. So which of these teams here, which of these nicknames did the team say, okay, you know what? We're just going to adopt it. It's us.
I know.
I wonder if Pete knows. You got 3 seconds to answer, Pete.
I'm gonna go with Peixes.
Peixes. Oh, not a bad guess. Did you know it or did you guess?
No, that was a random guess.
All right, cool. You're correct. There are two possible answers here. The Palmeiras team has adopted the pigs, the porcos, and the Santos is the team that was called the fish because they are from the city of Santos, which is a port city. So it's a negative way of
Of
saying y'all smell like
course.
fish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the skunks, because all of us out in Zona last year, bunch of dirty, skunky people.
And Flamengo actually also adopted their
No,
pejorative.
I want to
Flamengo
get to
adopted,
those. I
Yeah.
want to get to those.
Ah, okay,
I'm
okay,
gonna
okay.
get to the real ones. Let me just the last one, guys, which is homophobic, but I still laugh. I don't care. Which is the
Of course.
Bambis, which are the Playboy types from that are the São Paulo fans. So those are the São Paulo ones. But that's what I wanted to get into. What are the real ones? Because I have no clue. What are the real nicknames? The bad nicknames.
Well, I don't know if I remember everything. I mean, there is a homophobic one which goes for Fluminense,
What is it? What is
where
it?
they call Florminense, a
Oh,
flower, Florminense.
I like it. That's cute.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't know. Yeah, Abaranga, there used to be a journalist. Abaranga was a Vasco da Gama. You know what Abaranga is like an ugly woman. It's
Oh
very
boy.
bad.
Yeah, but
Yes.
Vasco is also called bacalhau, yeah, because they're
Bacalhau, yeah,
Portuguese.
codfish. Yeah,
Codfish because they're Portuguese, yeah. So
Oh
yeah,
that's
that's
a good
true.
one.
wow.
That's true. That's true. And Botafogo cachorro, right? Botafogo
Yeah, and the
cachorro,
dogs.
which I can't really see much, anything like really pejorative. But yeah, cachorro. And Flamengo was called like the vulture, urubu, and we adopted that. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
And
that
now,
one I knew. I think I've heard that one before.
Not very
yeah.
insulting, really.
Yeah.
No,
Oh yeah,
because
but it came as an insult. We were, Flamengo was insulted as a vulture, but then it caught on. Apparently, a Fluminense supporter released on the pitch like a vulture with in red and black, the
Oh,
Flamengo
wow.
colors, and the Flamengo flipped the game and
Woo.
won the game.
Wow.
And then the supporters adopted, thinking that
That
was like a
that's nice.
talisman kind of thing.
That's cool. No, so far I've been more intrigued by the Rio teams. They got a bit more like creativity in their nicknames than these São Paulo nicknames are trash. But anyway, so for Rio, and it's rare on this show. So you know, hell is freezing over. How many players can be on the field on each team during the soccer? No, Pete, let's give Pete a chance, guys. How many
Uh,
players, Pete?
13.
13. Pete says 13. I
Oh my
think
God.
13 is close to 9, so I'm gonna put 9. But the correct answer is 11.
I
Okay,
wasn't that far off. I
you
wasn't
are
that
not
far off.
far off. You are not far off. Man, we're having a really bad
All
game.
right. Look, I don't watch any team sports, so that was a good
Yes.
guess.
All right. So Pete, what are all the positions?
Oh, come on, man.
All right. Well, there's a goalie. We know there's a goalie. Okay.
Yeah,
Which
there's a
Brazilian team?
goalie. There, well, okay,
Wait,
okay.
Pete. Wait, Pete. Which Brazilian team was first to integrate? Now let's see if
What
Pete
do you
knows
mean by
this.
integrate? Like
Like just
racially?
allow black people to play, like we did in the U.S. Yeah. So
I
which
don't
one
know.
is
Oh
it was
God, I don't
first?
know. I mean, maybe Palmeiras, I guess.
Palmeiras in 1924. Are we gonna click
Never.
that as an
No.
answer? No. The boy said, "Don't do it, Pete." You got 6 seconds. Choose a different one.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm still back on the
Time's
amount of
up. Time's
players
up.
that are allowed to
All
play
right,
on
so
a team.
let's hear about the players, and then I want the boys to tell me about Vasco da Gama. All right, Pete, go ahead. What about the players?
All right. Well, it seems to me like it would be like the same amount as hockey, right? And I'm as ignorant about soccer as our friends here are about.
Hockey.
Yes, exactly. So it seems to me like, okay, there's only 5 people allowed on the ice, 6 people actually allowed
Yeah.
on ice during hockey, and they have to change shifts. So that's just why I came up with that.
All
But
right, I understood nothing of that. And I'm
okay,
not even joking. But boys, tell us about Vasco da Gama, please.
Well, Marcus,
I
go.
love
I'll
Pete, by
go
the way.
after
I love you,
you.
Pete.
I would tell that Vasco was the first professional team to integrate, yeah, and it was like a beautiful movement called Resposta Histórica, yeah, because the other teams didn't allow
Yes.
Vasco to play with the black players, yeah. And
Yes.
Vasco said, if they cannot play, we are not going to play. Yeah, and it was a beautiful, yeah, beautiful movement, yeah, that they did in back in 1923. And there is even a jersey of them
1933.
celebrating, yeah, 1923, yeah, even
That's
celebrated
that's
called
way ahead of baseball. That's way
Yep.
ahead of baseball.
Way ahead of baseball.
yeah, and that's it. But I would say that there's a team here in Rio called Bangu. Yeah, it's
Mm.
a very small team. Yeah, and they also were, but they were the very first one to play with black players, but they were not professional. Yeah, Vasco was the first one that
Mm.
was professionally playing. Paying the players to play. Yeah, that's it. What I want to say.
This
Go
is
ahead,
cool.
Lee. What do you
Uh,
have for us, Lee?
I know Vasco da Gama is famous for always getting second place. That's about all I knew until I found this out, and then I was like, "Oh, that's a cooler story to know about them than that they have this infamy for always finishing in second place." That's a very cool story. And like Pete said,
More
they were
than
professional.
finishing in second place nowadays is more like visiting the second league every other year.
Oh man, I was trying to be polite. Look at this.
No,
Knives
no,
out.
but that's all true about Vasco. As far as I know, Vasco was the yeah. Everybody says that story. It's a beautiful story. Vasco integrating, and Vasco is the out of the four big teams in Rio. Vasco is the only one that is in the North Zone. So the not so rich zone. So yeah, that's nice. And I think Vasco's jersey is really beautiful. You know.
It is a nice jersey. It's got
Yeah.
the ship on it. All right, next question, guys. Fla Flu is a popular derby for two teams from what Brazilian city or state? What do you think, Peter? Fla Flu.
Oh my God, well, I'm blind in my left
All right,
eye, so I can't actually see the screen.
is it
So what are my
Florianopolis,
choices?
Florianopolis, Fortaleza, Rio de Janeiro, or Florida?
I'm gonna go with Rio de Janeiro.
He's going with Rio, and he would be Correct. Look at Peter. All
Correct.
right. And Fla-Flu is what, boys? What is that? Fla-Flu.
Flamengo Fluminense, right?
There you go. Yeah, two
Ah, yeah.
That's
of
a match. That's a
Rio's
match always.
big. So that's a big rivalry. So you know you're gonna get a good derby. Oh, BJ just got ahead of Phil. This is nice. All right. What team was the first to win an official national championship in 1959 by defeating Pele's Santos? Peter, what do you think? First
Again,
team.
I'm blind in my left
All
eye
right, here
and
we
I
go. Is
can't
it
read
is
your
it is
screen.
it Corinthians? Is it Bahia? Is it Flamengo or is it Grêmio? Grêmio.
Ooh, my head's telling me by Corinthians, but my heart's going with Bahia.
All right, we're gonna
Go
go
with your
Bahia.
heart. Go with your
Go with
heart.
your heart. Go with your heart. Yes. Look, Pete's on a roll. By the way, Pete is on a
Oh,
roll.
shit,
Uh,
man.
yeah. So tell us a little bit about this because I wanted to really get some representation for the Northeast teams because we've been talking about the big teams down here in the South, and Bahia is an iconic, legendary team. Do you guys know anything? Can you tell us a little bit about Bahia?
I know. Bahia. I think it was the first team to release like to have like an LGBT jersey. You know,
Really?
All right,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. That
I'm down
was
with that.
super. That was super cool. I thought it was amazing. And as far as I know, like they've kept their this kind of a policy, and they're a little more political than the other teams. You know,
Yeah.
nothing compared to Argentine soccer. Apparently, Argentine soccer is very political. But yeah, I mean, I think that's very, very interesting about. But and they're playing good soccer too. You know, but
Hmm.
yeah, they're not bad. You know.
Yeah, they're competitive. They're that team that you never know. Like maybe this
Yeah.
is the year that boom, they break
Mm.
everybody's knees. And Marcos, what do you got? Because I know you talk a lot about Bahia. To me
Yeah,
personally.
but they were champions in 1988 also, yeah, in the
Yeah.
Brazilian league.
Hmm.
Yeah, very good team. It's like iconic, yeah, the iconic team from Salvador, yeah. Big
Beautiful
stadium
stadium.
there,
Beautiful
beautiful
stadium.
stadium, yeah,
Yeah.
like nice, good place to go for to see matches against Vitória. Yeah, that's the biggest rival there. And
Hmm.
man, they many amazing players came from Bahia and Vitória. Yeah, like good players from Bahia, like Bebeto. Yeah, like Bahia, like very good player. Yeah, iconic also.
Cool. Yeah. So we wanted to give the Northeast some love because we do have a lot of great teams up there, a lot of great players, like Marco said. So now we're moving on to the World Cup. Who won the very first World Cup, Pete? Come on. Who won the very first World Cup? Was it Brazil, England, Uruguay, or Germany?
Um, I'm going to say England just because I had an English friend who's really bitter about the fact that England is barely even allowed in the World Cup anymore.
All right. So Pete says England, and Pete, that is not correct. The answer is Uruguay.
In
Oh,
1930, yeah,
cool,
in
man.
Uruguay.
Yeah, in Uruguay, that's a chaotic World Cup. There's a lot of controversy in that World Cup, man. That's a wild one. There's a few documentaries about it, so I recommend those. Sometimes the documentaries about the World Cup are better than the World Cups, especially when you get into the 70s with where people poison stuff in the water. It's insane.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. The movie, what's it called? The year my parents went on vacation
mhm,
is set during the 1972 World Cup, which is won
yes.
by Brazil, largely because of Pele. And it's a beautiful portrayal of the World Cup culture in Brazil as it relates to Jewish people largely, but
Hmm.
it's a brilliant movie in terms of how it portrays what the World Cup means to Brazil as a people in general.
Mm. I still have to watch that. I'm on a movie watching rampage, so I might get to it. What national team has participated in every edition of the World Cup, Pete? What do you think? Is it Italy, France, Argentina, or Brazil?
I would say Argentina.
Oh
Come on,
boy.
Pete.
Oh boy.
Come on, Pete. Come
Well,
on, man.
fuck, I know dick about
It's
soccer, so come on.
Brazil. Brazil, zil, 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 zil. Let me
I
ask
thought
you.
maybe the military dictatorship might have hindered them a bit.
Oh boy. Anyway, I told you once. Uh, Lee, can you remember
Well,
your first World Cup? Which one was it?
yeah. Well, the first one I remember was 1982. You know, the people who are into soccer know that Brazil's 1982 team was nothing short of amazing.
Because
And
that's a Socrates
but
team.
we lost a game to Italy, and then we were out of the competition. And we
Yeah.
had like the best squad ever, with so many talented players.
Yeah.
But no, but Pete, by the way, I don't think Brazil has participated in every single World Cup because of the military. I think it was Brazil's, talent, you know.
Right.
Uh, but
Yeah, and you know what? I think about that answer. I remember Argentina also had a military dictatorship, so
yeah,
that's not
yeah.
really a good reason.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's the first World Cup I remember, 1982. I remember crying so much,
Oh.
when it was like 40 minutes, second half, and seeing that Brazil. I was 10, in 82.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. How old you were?
Yeah, I
Oh.
was a boy in love with but it's funny because it's not like a thing of somebody's childhood. If you
Hmm.
talk to anybody who's really into soccer from any country, they know the Brazilian team from 1982. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about you, Marcos?
My first World Cup that I remember is like 90. Yeah. Maradona. Yeah, playing.
Okay.
Yeah. In 86
Yeah.
they won. In 86 and in 90 was the final against Italy. Oh, Germany. Yeah. Germany actually.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing match also. Argentina and Germany was some.
Ah.
But the one
and
that I
and
really
wasn't
remember
there
is like
some
94.
controversy
90,
about his goal there?
in 86 is
Maradona
the
scored the winning
in
goal,
86
right?
is the in 86 is the God of Hand from Maradona and I scored the goal with the hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
hand of God, the hand
hand
of
of
God.
God.
Hand of God.
Amazing Maradona, yeah. But the one that was
Yeah.
that was amazing for me was in 94. Yeah, that we
Hmm.
won in the US, yeah, the World Cup in 94
Yeah,
was
no,
the
no,
US we
94
won.
was amazing. 94 was,
It was a
Hmm.
beautiful World Cup. It's like it's
yeah,
good memories.
yeah.
Great. I was gonna say that's the one that I remember. Although, as Marcos was talking about the Argentina one, I have kind of memories of it, but I guess I wasn't really into it because Brazil wasn't in the final. But I definitely remember '94. I was in the U.S. I was what 13
But
years old,
can I tell
and it
you a
was
nice story?
vibrant. Tell me.
Please.
In 2002, Brazil
Yes.
won again. Was the last one we won so far, and I watched it in a movie theater.
Ooh.
With a lot of, yeah, it was amazing. I had like a tambourine, and another guy had another percussion instrument. We were allowed to get into. Of course, it was party cinema. I don't think drinks were allowed.
I
Maybe I
bet.
don't remember. But to watch the last game winning, and
Hmm.
actually at the on the really really big on a really really big screen was amazing, man. Was so,
Early morning, yeah,
and
early
when Brazil
morning.
won, there was so much noise, and watching it with I know 500 people inside the movie theater. And actually, when the game was over and Brazil was declared champion, uh, a fanfare went in the movie theater playing samba songs, and everybody started like a carnival ball inside the cinema, the movie theater. And then we went to the downtown Rio, singing for another 3 hours with it, percussion band. It was amazing. It was
It
amazing.
was an amazing vibe, and that squad. I mean, you guys saw their picture. That was a scary squad. All right, which
Mm.
two countries have the second most wins, Peter? Second most World Cup wins. Brazil has the most with 5.
Second
What two
most.
countries?
Second
Yes, is
most.
it So check this out. Is it Germany and Italy? Is it Iraq and Israel? Is it Russia and America? Or is it India and Pakistan? Which two country combinations there?
I'm going with Germany and Italy just because I've seen them win World Cups twice.
There you go. There you go. And yes, so you see, it's a very competitive little competition, and Germany and Italy are breathing down Brazil's neck. Does Brazil worry about this, Marcos and Leonardo? Germany and Italy right there.
Um,
Italy is not even the World Cup forever.
But Germany's tough, though. Germany's a threat.
no, but Germany's team is sank big time.
Has it?
But
Okay. Well,
yeah, I have a friend when I was on Facebook,
oh, I'm
which I'm
sorry.
not anymore.
I clicked play on the next question, but go ahead.
Yeah, he was like a big backer of the German
Mhm.
team, and oh my God, he took so much delight in Germany beating Brazil. Like what was it, 9-0?
Don't mention that yet. Which
Okay,
person you think has scored the most goals for Brazil? Is it Neymar, Marta, Pele, or Ronaldo? You got 8 seconds. Give me a quick answer. 5.
uh,
Neymar, Marta,
Pele.
Pele. And is that correct? It isn't. Okay, it's actually Marta. And I wanted to give a shout out to the women out there. And Marta is the GOAT. She's amazing. Boys, can you give us some love, some Marta love? Who is Marta?
Best player that we have in the generation. And
Yes.
this generation now, she's the best
Yeah.
player. Yeah.
Yes.
She's like 39, maybe, I think now. Yeah.
Yes.
There. Yeah. Like going to the end of her career. Yeah. Because of age. But yeah, from the generation that we have, she's the best, most scored the most goals in Brazilian history. She's the only player that has been nominated like 6 times the best. I think six. I think it is six. Yeah, six or seven. I don't know. Like goat. That's it. Not much to say about her. That would be our World Cup. Yeah, the next World Cup for women will be in Brazil next year. So the World Cup
Yeah, that
of
is going
women.
to be amazing.
Yeah, and the final will be in
Yeah.
Maracanã. So all
Oh
invited
yeah.
to see
Ooh.
our
Yeah, and
queen.
the women have been rocking it for Brazil recently. Like Amanda
Yes.
Nunes, I mean, mixed martial arts fighter, won titles in 2 divisions, retired to have a baby, and apparently she's coming back for another fight. So, I mean,
The
props
women
to
are
Brazilian
rocking,
sportswomen.
and I tell you, it's a great game. These women play rough. The boys, I love the boys, but sometimes, come on. I mean, they flop a little bit too much for my taste these days, right?
Yeah,
But the
Neymar is a
women,
fucking
the women,
insufferable
they're
cunt,
like,
man.
they're pulling hair. They're like, they're fighting for that ball. And
Yeah,
Marta, like, if you see, just put highlights and you see, look, one word, I mean, one name, Marta. Boom, she pops up. She's a legend. She's known by one name, Marta. Put some highlights of this woman played, and you'll see why we're all like going gaga over Marta. So I just wanted to give her some love. But if you're talking to men, it's Neymar. Okay. Here we go.
yeah, the
Bro, I
master of
really,
the
I
dive,
do
the
have
We
to
gotta
master
go
of
move
now.
the
I'm
on.
so
dive.
We
sorry.
gotta move. We gotta move, and Lee has to go. So, uh, as this question rolls here, and the answer is going to be 90 minutes, I want to give Lee a chance to say goodbye to everybody because we're trying to wrap up too. That's why I'm kind of
All right,
going to the
thanks for
questions.
joining us, Lee.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. And Pete, it's so funny because as soon as you started talking, I remember the last podcast I participated. Exactly the same voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hope I got to know you in person one day, you know.
Yeah, we'll meet
And
one day.
I'm so glad that you guys do this, and I have been doing this for quite a while now, right? And I know it's been growing, you know.
Yes.
And so, congratulations, guys. Thanks for the invitation. And as of tomorrow, I start my World Cup campaign with many, many different videos. And let's see if we get to meet up again. Yeah.
Please. And
We
how
will.
can
We will.
people find you, Lee? How can people find you?
Well, it's Leandrade Music, Leandrade Music, Leandrade Music on Instagram, on
I'm
TikTok, and
putting it on the
Leandrade
screen
on
right now. So
Spotify.
people,
All right. Yeah,
there
that's
he
it.
is. And
That's
I
it.
always, I always know it by this. I love this image.
I do
It's,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cool
Okay,
image.
guys. Sorry for
So
not
Lee,
staying for
no,
to the
I
end of it.
thank you for just showing up for a little bit because I know you had a rough night. Are still having. So love you, bro, and we'll
Love you,
talk soon.
bro.
Okay.
Okay,
So
bye,
guys,
guys. Bye, Marcos. Bye, Pete.
All right. Chef's
Abração.
kiss, brother.
Abraço. Bye, bye.
so guys, but all of us are trying to wrap it up a little bit. We're getting here to the end of the Kahoot, and if you're joining us now, I see that Anthony just joined us. They have, tonight we're competing against the Knicks, so he came in halftime of the Knicks. A lot of people are like, guys, you're gonna have this on tonight, not during the Knicks games. But we're talking football, and we got some people on live. What's up, El Camino? What's up? Life is. How far back from the goal is a penalty shot, Pete? What do you think? I know Marcos knows.
Ooh, well, I can only tell you from what I've seen in games, and it looks like 10 meters.
It looks like 10 meters. I'm putting that in. And is that correct, Marcos? Nah,
No, no, it's 11 meters.
it's 11 meters.
It's
Well,
11
I
meters
Uh,
wasn't
almost.
that far off.
Very
I
close. That's
was
very
close.
close.
I think me and Marcos needs to have a little side business here, like a little betting. If Pete is gonna get it right or not. One of us is gonna go home poor.
but no, that's close. 10, 11. It's not
All
that
right,
different.
close, close, close. All right, here we go. Who won the last World Cup, Peter?
It was Argentina.
Argentina? This wow, he has
He knows what
redeemed
to do.
himself. Listen, Marcos, tell me, was that not one of the best finals you've ever seen? Because for me, it definitely wasn't. I've seen some really good finals. World Cup.
I think it was one of the best finals ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like one of the best finals ever. There's another final because I like to study football, yeah. And there's the
Yeah.
final that Germany beaten Hungary 3-2 also with some that Hungary no Switzerland. Austria actually, German Austria. This was a what a match, yeah. Also, but this last World Cup was like wow, it's something. The,
It
the,
was
the game didn't,
unexpected.
the game itself didn't want to end, yeah. Like oh, it's
Yeah.
gonna end like okay, overtime and like overtime again was like okay, penalties. I was like oh my god, something.
It
It
was
was what a match.
intense.
Oh my God, this is what I hate about soccer so much when it comes down to penalty shots. Like, oh my God, like you just spent 90 minutes doing nothing, and now it comes into who can kick a ball and do a goal. Just,
But there wasn't nothing happening, Pete. There was a lot happening, and I think to watch soccer, that's what you gotta really get into the rhythm of the game. It's a little bit like baseball in the sense that baseball
well,
isn't it's setting right
this
out.
is
It
what I say
builds.
to my students
It
all the
builds.
time.
It
Right?
builds.
Because
Yeah.
my students are like, I don't get baseball, and I don't get baseball either. But
Uh,
what I get about baseball is that, like, okay, it's not a game meant to be watched on television. It's a game meant to be watched live in the stadium because
uh-huh.
it's cheap. And you get a hot dog and you get some beer and you get some peanuts and you just watch like the lazy ass players who probably could have qualified for a football team but didn't because football is dangerous
Pete
and
is very
instead play baseball and just watch them whack a ball and in the ballpark. It's relaxing, it's easygoing, it's enjoyable. The thing about soccer, and this is what my Brazilian friends have mostly tried to explain to me, eh, my complaint is that nothing happens in soccer.
uh-huh.
And my Brazilian friends say to me, well, the the whole point of soccer is waiting for something to happen. And when it does, it's like, whoa, goal, goal. It's like, it's a really big deal when something happens. But the problem is, frequently, nothing does happen. So you wind up with like a nil-nil score, and you spent your whole day watching nothing.
I don't know, Marcos. What do you have to say to that? Because I disagree. I get what he's saying, but I disagree. Because we're talking top tier teams in finals. Things are happening, but let me know. What do you think?
The World Cup is a lot of emotional. All the matches are emotional, yeah. In the
Yeah.
World Cup, it's like people really wanna score a goal in a World Cup is like the top of someone's career, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, but if you score a goal, like, does somebody score a goal? I've seen like some many nil-nil matches.
in
Yeah,
the
but
World
that's like
Cup is harder.
hockey.
There are, of course,
Yeah.
but the World Cup is not
Yeah.
that,
It's
not that.
tougher
But
for
of course
that
there
to
are.
happen.
Yeah, but yeah, but it's like the game has changed a lot. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's more defensive than offensive nowadays. So back in time, we had matches with many more goals. Yeah, scored, and yeah, it's just different vibes. Yeah, because I grew up playing football. Yeah, so
Hmm.
for me, it's like very normal to see like emotion. To see, I just don't want to. Of course, we want to see the goal, yeah, but there are only like the dribbling, the smartness, the beautiful pass, players playing, like you want to see like the skills of the players also. It's not only scoring goals, yeah. I think that's the
Hmm.
difference when you see like a guy like Ronaldinho playing, yeah, the running like the number 10 from Barcelona. It wasn't about
Yeah.
his goals, it's about his passes, about his abilities, his dribbling. Yeah, when you see
Yeah,
Messi also, yeah, that he carries the ball and you think the ball is like just attached to his foot and doesn't go away. Yeah, like
yeah,
the way he
it's
carries the
hard to
ball.
control a soccer ball, man. It's really
Yeah,
hard.
and for us that like to see the game, to watch the game, that love the game, it's about more about what is happening during the game than the goal itself.
Hmm. No, yeah, because it's like a chess game, Like once I started to just stop and get into the rhythm of the game, and that's tough to do because in the US you're used to games that are like fast, other than baseball, of course. So once you get into the rhythm of the game and you start understanding what the defense is doing, and they're just like really trying their hardest to just pass that line of players. Like, and sometimes it's frustrating to watch because you're like, oh my God, they're so close to passing that line. And then boom, it gets sent back. And then they got to try. So it's almost that's where the emotion comes in because you're seeing it. That's where I think it's very much like baseball, and that's why I don't get people that love baseball and don't like soccer because it's like baseball's the same thing. It's like when you get to third base and it's almost a point, and no, you got to start over. It's like you get to second base.
Ah,
Oh,
but I think
it's
baseball is something you can tune out on, though.
but you can tune
Right.
out sometimes in the soccer game too if it's not top tier. You're not tuning out when it's like top tier World Cup. But yeah, there's boring games sometimes. Sometimes a final to a championship, Corinthians and whoever is boring. Like for whatever, it's like this year they had a bad team. They just made it to the final because they made it to and it's boring. But World Cup is elite level, Pete. You're gonna see stuff that like you don't see on a regular Sunday. That's what we're saying, you know, and that's why it gets more exciting to watch. And that last World Cup was very exciting. Look at this. According to FIFA, which country has the most registered soccer players in the world, Pete? Is it England? Is it Brazil? Is it the United States or is it Senegal?
Oh, I would say England.
And
I would
you
say
would
England
be,
also.
and both of you would actually be incorrect. And I put this one on purpose. Oh, I'm sorry. I put some goals there in the background because it's actually the United States. And
Wow.
I've been trying to give love to kind of the outliers tonight. The Nordeschi and the women and to the U.S. There's this misconception that Americans hate soccer or that maybe don't watch it on TV. But man, I grew up playing soccer. Well, we call it soccer, of course, but I grew up playing soccer my whole life in the U.S. Like everywhere, there's a soccer field.
Yeah, but you
Kids
were
love.
born in Brazil, so of
Man,
course you did.
yeah, but I was one Brazilian playing with all the Americans. Like Americans are really into it. They get scholarships through it. What isn't as big is it on television, and I think it's just a matter of they don't know how to advertise because it's a game that doesn't have stoppage. Because
Yeah, Dave
baseball,
Beckham made a fortune in
you
America.
know, yeah, exactly. Those stadiums packed. Pele when he played, that's so people like actually the United States has the highest attendance for World Cup. Well, the 1994, I believe, is one of the highest attended ever. So Americans really love the sport. The women's soccer team is amazing. They won the World Cup and they beat Brazil unfortunately, but I'm like if we're going to lose to somebody like Mia Hamm. So there's this misconception. So yeah, if you're down here in Brazil and maybe you only watch soccer through World Cup, like you can get into the culture down here through the soccer and see that you already love the sport. You just maybe forgot that you love it, but you grew up with it. And down here, you just learn about the people through the teams that they love. It's part of their history. Like my grandfather was this, that, and the third. It's really special, guys. And the Brazilians, you can actually connect to Americans more than you think through soccer because I think there's a little bit of prejudice with that because you think, oh, you don't know nothing. No, Americans know soccer. They just have a different name for it. Actually, I know Marcos wanted to say something about that. What's your issue with me saying soccer, Marcos? Come on, let's fight because we haven't
Yeah,
fought
let's
yet
do it.
on the
Let's do
show.
it.
I don't know. Me and Marcos, we played nice in the early time of the show, but then the knives come out.
Yeah, because because first of all, it's the only country in the world that refers it to soccer than football. Because what you refer to football, you actually play with the hands. Come on, man, it's so wrong. It's so wrong,
No,
man.
Yeah,
we
I
kick it.
I
There's a
I
kickoff.
actually agree with Marcos quite a bit on this one, but the problem is we have another sport in the United States that is really famous and is also called football. So you got
But
to
it's play with
choose.
the hands, Pete.
I
But
know
they
that,
kick
that
it.
that's
But
where
they
I
do
agree with
kick it.
you.
They do kick it. They
That's
do
where
kick
I
it.
agree with you because, yeah, it's called football, but the only people who use their feet are the punters.
Yes, yes, it's funny. I don't
That's
know.
impossible. That's impossible. No, no, no. There's no
Actually, the
way. This
actual
there's no
name
way.
is. I think it's gridiron. That's the original name for
Yeah,
American
and
football.
that's a good name. I like
I would
gridiron
love it. I think gridiron is a better name. I definitely do.
because there's also like Canadian football, which is
Yes.
similar to American football, but it has slight rule variations.
Yeah.
But
Although I will say this with soccer, Pete, I hear there's a link to like it's actually the English. It's like the association soccer or something. It's what they have down here. They have these social clubs. So it's like it became a shortened version of like so they didn't because Americans that's the thing with American English they love to shorten everything like oh we're tired of saying association football blah blah, blah.
yeah,
So let's just
They took the
yeah
U out of English. So I mean,
yes so it was just
there you
soccer
go.
it's let's go to the soccer man and then it just stuck. But we love the game. Those of us who grew up in the U.S. or are actual Americans, we do love the game. Marcos, don't be so mean to us. We love you. Which year did Brazil host the World Cup, Pete? There's two possible answers. Is it 1994, 1950, 2014, 2022?
Well, this one I know because it's 2014. That's the year I arrived here.
There you go. And they
And
also hosted
1950
it in
also.
1950. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
trauma. We lost the final to Uruguay.
I
Yeah,
know
the
that is a
trauma in
traumatic.
Maracanã. Yeah,
Hmm.
traumatic day.
And what happened in 2014? but
Argentina beat Germany in the final. No, Germany beat Argentina in the final, right? That's
yes,
what
that was
happened.
a great game. Which, by the way, if you like defensively, that's a game, Pete, that you would have hated. And actually, I think Pete and I were you and I together at the Habib's that day, or Mr. Sheik. I don't know. I know I was watching it in the little Isfiha place they used to have here, close to where I live, and that was a slow game, Marcos. But sometimes I kind of dig those because it was a nail biter, like to the last second, and then I was boom. Germany just kind of put the last, a nail there for Argentina, which was kind of sad. I was rooting for Argentina, but
This is the only thing that happened this World Cup.
the only thing that happened, okay, Pete put an extra point on that. By the way, I think he said when Germany beat Brazil 8-0. But what's the
Seven
correct
one.
No, I think it was 9-0. I think I'm
nine
pretty sure
zero? Marcos,
nine
look
zero.
look at this guy.
7-1.
Pete, I
Yeah,
would watch out if you ever go to Rio. Watch out, watch your back.
yeah. But Brazil got them back in the Olympics. But the thing is, nobody paid any notice. It's like,
Oh
yeah,
God.
you won in the Olympics, but you didn't win in the World Cup, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, look at this. Life is asking a question here. Does anybody here on the show play soccer/football? Do you play, Marcos?
I used to. Yeah, I
All
used to.
right.
I got an accident playing actually when I lived in Kuwait.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, and I got in an accident. There was like a kind of a Hulk playing against us. It was a England guy. Yeah, like these
Hmm.
rugby players. Yeah, and I
Hmm.
tried to dribble him, and actually I don't know how. Kind of I know how, but my leg got. I kind of kicked his stomach. Yeah, but he was a Hulk, and I broke my
Ooh.
leg.
Yee. Wow. That's quite an accident. I wasn't expecting that. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
laugh, but
not what I was
Yeah,
that
this is
expecting.
was
exactly what
intense.
happened. This is
Yeah,
exactly what
because I was
happened.
like,
He was a
I thought
monster.
I was expecting just like, well, I'm old and my knee went out. I was playing. That's intense. What you told us. That was very much. And
Yeah,
Peter,
then
Yeah,
then I got
but
retired.
these
Like
things
I,
happen. These things happen.
these things happen. What about you, Peter?
What about
Are you
me?
a
What?
soccer player? You play soccer at all ever in your life?
Oh God, no! My aunt gave me a soccer ball when I was a teenager, and I
Yes.
was like kind of insulted by it as a present. It's like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? Like, I loathe soccer. Like it's
Oh boy, this guy.
yeah, and that's not saying I don't respect that it's a challenging sport because
Hmm.
it takes a lot of skill to manipulate the ball with your feet, which is precisely the kind of reason why I didn't want a soccer ball as a birthday present. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? You think I'm gonna spend my days like trying to figure out how to manipulate a soccer ball? Fuck no.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, never played soccer.
All right, there you go. And me, I was saying, like, I played soccer my whole life because, even before I went to the US, so down here in Brazil, I was kicking a little ball around. And in the US, there was always a soccer game. So after work, I remember in Philly, we used to play with the people that used to work at the dishwash that I used to work at. We used to go after the game. It was like a Muslim dude, a Mexican guy, a white boy. We would just all play, and our English boss. So yeah, a lot of great memories growing up playing every type of soccer. Although down here in Brazil, Marcos, I tried to play, and it wasn't the same game. Here they play more futsal, which is like indoor soccer, and yeah, it's a different game. And I got my ass kicked promptly because it's
it is
very
because it's
fast.
faster. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
faster. Like the pitch is smaller. Yeah, we only have four. Yeah, plus the goalie. Yeah,
Hmm.
and there you need it's skill. Yeah, you have to be skilled. The dribbling of the press. The ball is a little bit.
Extremely.
Yeah, the ball is a little bit heavier. Yeah, and it's like yeah, it's
And
different. I
it's
like to play football. I used to
smaller.
like.
The ball is smaller, so
Yeah.
it just flies to the ground. I wasn't
Hmm.
expecting it to be that fast.
Yeah.
But it's a fun game. Like I got
It
in a
is.
few in my old, younger days. I got in a few futsal games in, but I did miss playing like actual field soccer like I did when I lived in the US. Like here, it's harder to do. A lot of times the fields are only used when they have like either the little municipal teams and stuff like that. So it's hard to get like 15, you need at least 10, 15 people to like, okay, let's have like a game like that. And it's tough to meet up with like two people down here. So imagine trying to get like 15 people together. So what people usually do is they'll join a soccer club. That's why you have a lot of these little like Corintinas, Palmeirinhas. Do they have these? I imagine they do in Rio too, right? Flamenguinho, do they have these?
No, we actually have some fields around this city.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool. So it's different there.
yeah,
Okay,
and
good.
people just
Good.
play. Yeah, the people go to play like
Oh.
games. Yeah, like we have some neighborhood teams. Yeah, by friends that they organize a team, and people just try to play every
Mhm.
week. I have some friends that they play every week at I don't know 7 o'clock every Tuesday. Yeah, but I can't
Mhm.
anymore. My my knee doesn't. You know, I try, but it's too much for me. Like got old. Yeah, I would like to. I like to come back, but I got old. But there are like teams. There's a place called Aterro do Flamengo. Yeah, it's a neighborhood down in Flamengo, and they have like pitches there, and people just go and play. Like sometimes there is a very strong team only from the waiters from the restaurants there in Flamengo. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and they play like at 1 or 2 a.m. as the time that they can after after work. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you can find some of these. But I think the closest I've seen is sometimes in Parque de Aclimação, they have a bit of a larger field. Sometimes they'll get people in those, but you got to really organize it. I have friends that have played for adult leagues here, and they'll be like, "Oh, every Wednesday I got to be here." But just a pick game like I used to have in the US, I think it's harder. At least in São Paulo, it's tough. You got to join a club or something like that. So, last question, Mr. Marcos and Mr. Peter, is who do you think will win the World Cup? These are the projected teams. We got a few other ones in there like England and stuff, but I think a lot of people are picking Spain, Brazil, France, and Argentina. These are the big contenders. What do you think? Who's going to be in the
I,
final?
I'm gonna go with Italy just because, like, my only
Italy is not in the
major
World
World
Cup.
Cup final
Italy is not
memory.
in the World Cup.
They're not in this World Cup.
They're not really.
Yes. Oh, so
God
okay.
damn.
Please,
Because like my first experience with the World Cup was with an English guy
Mhm.
who I worked with in China, and yeah, that was the year Italy won the World Cup. I think it was in South Africa, and yeah, he was pretty impressed, and I had an Australian friend as well, and that was the only World Cup that Australia had been involved in. So he dragged me out to all their fucking matches, and I watched them be eliminated. And Italy eventually won. Um,
Those
and
days are
yeah,
over. But anyway, I want to know who's going to win this one. Italy's out. Who's going to win this one? Is it going to be Spain? What do you think, Marcos? I mean, who's going to be in the final? Obviously, Brazil. We're going to pick Brazil. Brazil and who?
I wouldn't say Brazil. I wouldn't say Brazil being final, but
Okay.
Portugal. Portugal is something. Yeah, they have
All right.
some
Portugal, Pete.
team.
Good.
England,
Good
something.
take.
France. And Spain. Yeah. But I would say like the final would be like Portugal and France. I would say that.
Portugal and France. Peter, Portugal and France. What do you think of the food?
I like France in that one.
All right. Peter says France. I would bet on Peter and say France has a good chance. They have a very strong squad, a lot of very strong players. And I kind of agree with Marcos, which leads us kind of to the end of the show, which is what is the general vibe that you're feeling? Because I'm telling you, I'm feeling zero, like compared to how it was here in Brazil World Cup time. I don't know. It's like it's muted. At least that's Sao Paulo. Is it different in Rio? Is it a countrywide thing? What are you feeling, Marcos?
Now, definitely, I feel the spirit. Yeah, like here, close to. I live in the suburbs of Rio. Yeah,
Hmm.
so all the streets and people are closing streets and like painting the streets, put like some green and yellow, and everyone the cities getting like in the spirit of the World Cup. Yeah, I will have like FIFA Fun Fest, and the bars are doing things to promote the World Cup, and it'll be like a big World Cup. Yeah, but about
Okay.
my feeling of the team, it's about Neymar. Yeah, Neymar is like something. Yeah, he's the biggest male player I see because
Yeah.
Marta plays him. I love you, Marta. Yeah, he's the biggest, the generation. Yeah, the male player of the generation. But he can't play anymore. Yeah, his knee doesn't allow him to play anymore. Yeah, he doesn't have the physical conditions. But without him, we wouldn't win. But with him, we would not win also. So it's like there are chances.
But wasn't he blamed for Brazil not doing so well in the last World Cup? Didn't because I heard a lot of people complaining that like his dives really cost Brazil a lot in
Yeah,
terms of
those dives
penalties.
were iconic. Yeah.
It's part of it because he's a very light player. Yeah, he's very light. He's not strong. Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
there was a time that he would like take and keep going. Yeah, but now it's like too much, and his body cannot take the same shots anymore. Yeah, and that's why it hurts. I believe like it hurts. Yeah, and but he's like technically, his skills, he's the best. Like that I've seen for a long time. Yeah, but it's not effective. It's not being effective anymore. Yeah, but there's this boring matches, as you said, Pete. That is like 0-0. Yeah, boring, 0-0. And suddenly there's a guy like him who could like score a goal. Yeah, he's the only guy that we have that could do this. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
there's a new and okay, he gets in the field and in 5 minutes he decides. Yeah, he can do it.
That's the danger of Neymar. And that's the shame, because he was really supposed to be this generation's, like, he could have been bigger than Ronaldinho, bigger than almost everybody. Like, but I just think psychologically he just wasn't there. Uh, I don't want to get into a Neymar rant, but it's just sad because you're like, man, when you see him, like when he's on and you see the way this boy's feet are moving, you're like, whoa, like he's got it all. But
Yeah.
injuries, of course, play a little bit into that, and I think just a lot. Pete, he's a very
And
young
and
kid,
and the
and a
the
lot of
thing
money
is,
thrown his way.
yeah,
Go
the
ahead.
thing is team sports require like people to work together,
Uh
which
huh.
is something I think that the Brazilian team has lacked for a number of years, right? Because
It
they're
is
all
true.
prima donnas who work in European teams, and they don't have this cohesiveness that is necessary to be a team. And I have to admit, I don't understand that because I'm a fan of individual sports. I like MMA, I like tennis, I like golf more than I like soccer, honestly. I like sports where people
Don't say it
compete
out
as
loud, please.
individuals.
Don't say it
And
out loud.
and in soccer, it requires you to be a team.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like the Brazilian national team has that teamwork. I feel like they're competing against each other almost.
How do you feel about that, Marcos? That analysis?
I can't even say. Like, life is saying that I sound like Anderson Silva,
Oh,
man.
I forgot I put that on the screen.
Anderson Silva's my man, man.
This is great.
Yeah,
Anyway,
this is
go
it.
ahead,
Yeah,
Marcos. I
but
forgot. Yes.
no, because yeah, it's like sports. Yeah, the individual sports are very different. Yeah, like the team sports. Yeah, and Brazil has like a tradition of sports. Yeah, we have the tradition of sports. Yeah, but I think Brazilians that doesn't accept less than the to be the best. I think that's the evil of the Brazilian spirit of sports in general. Yeah, If it's the second best, it's not enough. Yeah, there's this compass here in Brazil, and yeah, when we say like a guy like him playing as good as he is, yeah, but he cannot perform. It's crazy. He
Mhm.
cannot perform, and for me, that's the point. Yeah, but what we do without him? What we do without him, Phil? We can't. We can't win. It's crazy. Yeah, I feel. I
Yes.
feel. I feel. I
Well,
don't know what I feel. Yeah, I want
I
to
do.
win, of course. Yeah, but I don't know what's going to be.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like he's in shape enough where you're like, you know what, he's got that one last good game in him. Like, they say that there's this legend that every boxer still has that one last fight. And I think that
Exactly.
goes for every
And I think he
athlete.
has. I think he
Do you
has.
think?
I think he
Do you
has.
think
I think
he?
he
Do you
has.
think he? Really?
As I said, like he can. He's the only player that we have that in 30 seconds could put a game that is no null 1-0 to us. He's the only player that can do it.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's in a small piece of the pitch. Take the ball
But
and boom,
how
boom, go.
healthy is he? Is he healthy enough to be able to do that? That's the
But he's still
question.
a genius. He's still a genius. I don't
All
know. He
right, so he'll
can.
figure it
He's the
out.
one that. If there's someone that can, the one that's him.
It's
That's
gonna
it.
be like Ronaldinho when he, or not Ronaldinho, but Ronaldo when he came to play for Corinthians, and he was like super overweight, like barely run, and like the dude just scored goals. Like he would
Because he
figure out a
knows what
way
to
to,
do.
yeah,
Yeah, he
like
knows.
he got
He
like
doesn't forget
30
how to play.
goals. He got 30 goals that season, something crazy like that. Chubby, like coming from the
Yeah,
Shuasca.
exactly. Yeah, smoking like crazy. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Neymar has it
Uh,
also. He has it,
yes.
but it needs to be found. Yeah,
He
needs to be
needs to
found.
be, and he needs to believe it, man. I don't know. I mean, every sport, and then this is why I love
When you
sports,
have the
is
money, you can
mental.
believe it.
I know, but that's not really believing it. It's like, it's a mentality. That's what I love about sports, is what I love about, events like the World Cup, because everybody's just focused, and is, everybody just wanting something to happen together, like Pete said at the beginning. And it's a real mental exercise, and being on that field, having all that pressure. It's not for anybody. It's not just a game of athletics. It's a game of, strong mind. And I don't know, Marcos, unfortunately, like Peter said, also a lot of the players are given all this money. They're like prima donnas. They don't really get the mental toughness side of being the best and having that much skill and what that responsibility is. I don't know if Neymar got that. And it's a shame.
Yeah,
Bec-
I think this is what hurts a lot of Brazilian national players is that they go to Europe, right? And they
Too
play for
soon.
the yeah, they play for these teams in Italy and Spain and France, and they make all this money, and then they get into these international competitions, and they're too competitive with each other. Like they don't work as a team, so it doesn't go off.
Mm. What do you think, Marcos, as we start to close down shop?
Yeah, I'm thinking about how we can win this. Yeah, and at the end of the day, yeah, because we need a player like Messi, like
Yeah.
Mbappe, like Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, player like this. Yeah, because the collective is important. But
They're gonna let,
there's a part of the game that you need one guy to do that stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
but is
Imagine,
closer.
Neymar that
imagine.
guy?
He can
He's the
still
only
be.
one.
Yeah, he's the
He's
only
the
one. He
only
can
one
still
that
be.
can do it.
I mean, that's the thing. Like,
If it's not him, Peter, there's no one. That's the
Right,
point. There's no one.
right.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
has
Peters,
to be him. And he
eh,
knows. That's the point. He knows it has to be him.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's the
Can
decider.
he perform it? Can he do it? That's the point.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, Peter. It's like, I don't know. We mentioned Anderson Silva tonight. Of course, Anderson Silva's older. He's out of shape. Probably not. He's not. man. But you
No,
know,
he's done,
it.
man. He's done.
Yeah, but you still know if he had to get one good kick in, your ass is done. And it's like that's kind of how Neymar is. Like, even though his body's broken and he's on one leg, he's better than everybody else on one leg, you know. And I say that like because I saw Serena Williams once in the Wimbledon, championship, beat a girl literally on one leg. Like she was better than the girl. She got a cramp and she played with this leg cramp for like a set and a half and just beat her off of her serve and off of one leg, like because she's that good. So Neymar
Yeah,
is that level, Peter. Is that like even on one leg, like Marcos is saying, he's the guy that can decide it. It's a matter of what he's gonna do mentality wise. Is he just gonna flop and roll around the ground? Is he gonna play the field smart? Is he gonna play safe? What's he gonna do? It's a mental game, right? So does he have the mentality? That's the question, Marcos. Does Neymar have the brains?
Does he? Does he? I hope he has. Yeah, I hope because they want to win. Yeah, of course they want us
We
to
all
win.
hope
Yeah,
he does.
let's
yeah.
see.
All right,
I,
all right.
I, I will say in all honesty that it is to my benefit that Brazil gets eliminated early. So, no disrespect to anybody who's rooting for Brazil to win, because if Brazil winds up in the finals, then I'll be there. But yeah, the problem is that when Brazil is playing games, nobody wants to take classes, so
This
I
is
get a
true.
bunch of cancellations.
Mhm.
So it's a bit irritating. So if Brazil makes it to the final, I'll be rooting for them. But until then, I'll probably be rooting against them. Actually,
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
let's see.
go.
Let's see what
Anyway,
happens. Yeah, and we come back in the end of the World Cup to discuss more, right?
oh yeah, I want to know what the end of all of this is gonna be for sure. Marcos, we gotta close up shop. It's late, and
Let's go.
I want to thank everybody that listened up. But I want you guys to remember how to get Marcos here. Marcos, let me put it on the screen. It's Mr. Valor. I never get your. I pronounce your last name different every
Salah,
time.
that's it. And 4432. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
they're not
Valor.
showing.
It's coming. There you go. You see it?
No?
Oh, where is it? Ah, there you go. All right. I got a million tabs open, but there you go, guys. Follow Marcos. And Marcos, tell us a little bit about what you do here in Brazil.
Yeah, so me and Antonio, yeah, he was here, yeah, a couple of weeks ago. We
Oh, I
have
love
this
Brazil.
this school, yeah, for Brazilian Portuguese. Yeah, so we teach Portuguese through Black and Indigenous perspective. Yeah, so if you wanna know more, not about like football or soccer, yeah, but everything that is related about Brazil and the language, yeah, and culture, yeah. Yeah, you can reach me. You can reach also, yes, Instituto Araquara. That's our school, yeah, that we teach Portuguese. Yeah, we have some everything happening there. So follow us, be with us, yeah, and yeah, we're there. Reach to us, and we can start speaking some Portuguese to navigate in this country.
And learn some Portuguese so you can say snap during games, say bad stuff. Like can you give us Marcos, because Marcos is good at giving like expressions and stuff. Like what are like three good expressions you should know if you're watching a football game in Brazil?
You need to curse the
I
referee.
I agree. I agree.
You need to curse the referee. Yeah, that's something. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of cursing. Yeah, to the
Yes.
referee. And we always say that the referee has no mother because, man, I'm so sorry for his mom. Yeah, because she's the one that
Yes,
is more
yes,
cursed.
because he is the SOB, which in Portuguese is going to be your FDP. And look
Mm-hmm.
that up, guys, what an FDP is. But
Mm-hmm.
it's basically going to be your SOB. And
Mm-hmm.
I th- I think you gotta know how to say run, man, because we do say run. God, and shoot.
Yeah.
No, passe, passe. When you're watching the game, everybody's screaming, "Passi, passi, passi, corre, corre." So
Yeah. So there's something about this that the language that they come together, because we say chutar, yeah. Chutar
yes,
is to kick, yeah. But in the football, it would be like shoot, yeah. So shoot,
yes,
chutar, the words are similar, yeah. So
yes.
shoot, chutar, yeah. That's something, yeah. And of course, the goal is goleiro, yeah. Goleiro. Yeah. And I may recommend like even a song called Partida de Futebol from Skunk, a band, yeah, that they,
Oh
they kind of
yes,
narrate like a football match, yeah, and they talk about the strikers, yeah, and of course recommend Lee's music, yeah, the
yes,
amazing
for
one
sure.
from Lee.
Yes, so that song does teach you a lot of vocabulary. So does that song that Lee translated, "Few Maravilla," which is the magnificent striker.
Amazing,
I love it.
magnificent strike. I love it.
Uh, anyway, guys, the 1 second. The show is coming to an end, but I wanted to thank Marcos. I wanted to thank all the listeners that came. Guys, the first game is going to be on Saturday, Marcos, the first Brazilian game.
Yeah, it's on Saturday against Morocco.
Yeah, and I don't think Neymar's playing that game because he did have an injury to his ankle or something, and he's going to be
Exactly.
in the game after. So more drama from Neymar, and we'll see, the anticipation, or if they're just gonna play the medical card until they really, really need him. Preserve him. Makes sense to do that, by the way. Not have him out in the field for these early stage games.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, for the Africans.
oh boy. All right, guys, it's late. And thank y'all for listening to the Brazil Expat Journal. Thank y'all for really, following the page. Thank you, Tori Amos fans who enjoyed the video I just put up about Tori Amos. If you want some Tori Amos, just search that in the Feel in Brazil page. Cool video I just did on that. And thank you everybody that enjoys the Brazil Expat Journal. We'll talk to you soon. Until next time. Thank you, Marcos, and thank you, Lee. See ya. Bye bye, Kiki.